carnivores, Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. And today I'm going to show you how to make this super duper easy, very quick, and very lacy, and oh so customizable shawl. This is a filet patterned shawl. And the beauty of it is, as I just said, it is totally customizable, not just with the size, but with the actual pattern. And I'm going to show you how to do it today. All right, let's get started, shall we? Alrighty, so for the basic framework of this shawl, it's so simple. It is a 1-row repeat. And what I'm using is a size I crochet hook and worsted weight yarn. However, you can really use whatever works for you. And it is, a very lacy piece, so a little bit of yarn goes a long way. Now, the shawl that I just showed, that was actually done using Caron Jumbo, and that was one skein with a small ball left over, and I used up the whole thing. Less than a pound of worsted weight yarn. So, to get started, the only difference is the very first row, and then after that, it's pretty much all the same. All right, so to start off, we're going to do a chain of 5 after, of course, we do our obligatory slip knot. So we chain up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me. And then do a slip stitch into the first chain to make a ring. Alrighty. Then for row 1, we do a chain up of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this counts as a double crochet plus a chain of 1. Then inside of the ring, we do another double crochet and a chaining of 1. Okay. Then, let me see here. We do another one. Another double crochet and a chain of 1. And then one more double crochet. So we end up with a ring at the bottom and then 4 double crochets with a chain 1 in between each. Now, for row number 2, and this is the repeat row, so this is painfully simple. I know you guys can do this. So the repeat row is quite simple. It is chaining up of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the work. Then do a double crochet into the first stitch right here. And this is how the pattern grows and becomes triangular. So we have our chaining up of 4, double crochet into that first stitch, then do a chain of 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the third chain. And what I find is always easier is just skip a chain at the top and go into the next one. So that's this one right here. Get nice and close for you. So it's skipping this one, going to the next one with a double crochet. No, not like that. Split yarn, the bane of my existence. Come on. There we go. And so you do a double crochet, and because we need 2 at the end, we chain 1, and do a double crochet into that same stitch. Like so. So we went from a total of 3 spaces to a total of 5 spaces. And really, all you need to do is continue on in this fashion, perpetually, So 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the work, double crochet into that same stitch, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, get some more yarn, and then skip a chain, go into the next with a double crochet, and of course I just lost that. Double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet into that same stitch. And this is really the basic framework for fillet, in this case triangular. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can customize your very own shawl so that you have an infinite number of patterns to choose from using this basic framework. Okay? Be back in a flash. Okie dokie. So what I did was I started experimenting with some graph paper and drawing out the basic outline and then filling in some of these squares, because that's essentially what it is. It's a grid, although of course it's on its angle. And so now when drawing this out, what I did was consider the fact that these edge stitches here, these edge spaces, they're not really all that square. It's more of a triangular shape. So what I considered was leave this bottom bit alone and consider up here to be like the first open space, so it gives it a bit of a border, okay? So you have, a square here, and then, a couple more squares, and basically building off of that concept. Now, so you can create, a very simple pattern. Now, all the X's, that's where I fill in, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the X is where you would be filling in those empty boxes. And then I experimented a little bit further with a different pattern, more of a diamond floral kind of dealy jam, okay? And also, you can experiment with different yarns. And as you can see, this is a much thinner weight of yarn. This is a weight of 1 yarn, and of course you end up with a lot more boxes. Now, as you can see, I didn't quite keep the same thing going, because here the middle box would be empty, but here I decided to fill it in, as you can see. And you can make this as complex or as simple as you want. I wouldn't recommend going too terribly crazy complex, because a simple repeat is much easier to follow than perpetually having to look at a pattern. I'm sure you can agree with me on that. So basically, how it works is for every X that you have down there, you fill in a box up here. And just, for your information, yes, this is a weight of 1 yarn, and this is one of my favorites. It's called Wool-like, and I believe it's a Loops and Threads brand. and it is all acrylic. It's super, super soft. And I used, let me see here. This is a size 0, 2.5 millimeter hook. And this worked out pretty well, because even though this is a lacy stitch, you don't want the double crochets to be terribly loose. Otherwise, they can get much more easily snagged. So now I'm going to show you what to do when you want to fill in one of your squares. Okay, so you would continue along as you normally do. And so say, for example, I want to fill in this square. So all you would do is, after doing the first double crochet, you do another double crochet into the chain space. Now you could, of course, do a double crochet into the chain up here, although that can be rather fiddly, let me tell you. So it's actually a lot easier if you just go into the chain one space, do your double, and then do another double crochet like so. Ta-da! And then you would continue on with your pattern as such. So it's really quite easy to customize whatever sort of picture you want. And of course, if you want more detail, and if you want something more complex, I would strongly recommend using a thinner weight of yarn, because ultimately you end up with more possible squares to work from, and you can really grid out something quite neat. And there's a lot of room for play and a lot of room for experimentation, and it's quite fun. And yeah, so that is basically it in a nutshell. And then, of course, if you had, where is that piece? Yes. So, like, for instance, here, because I filled in 3 blocks, here's the bar, then I filled in the block, then here's the other bar, filled in the block, the other bar, filled in the block, the other bar. So it's really just a matter of counting, and I know you guys can do it. You guys are great. And, I really hope that you like this tutorial, because this is a lot of fun and it's really easy. And of course, if you want, you can very easily do something like this without any of the filled in boxes. And it's super duper easy. Very, very quick. I finished this in a few days, aside from my crazy schedule. So it works up really, really fast. And, with the warm weather coming up, things that are light and lacy, hey, go with it. And, if you do something like this, in a gray or a black or something like that, this would look stunning with an evening gown. Absolutely. So listen, I really hope you like this tutorial. I love doing them. And if you liked it, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please do so in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. Your feedback is awesome. And if you haven't hit subscribe already, please do, because that way you'll be notified of all of my latest and greatest tutorials and my audiobooks. I try to post as often as I can because I love doing it so much. And until next time, stay caffeinated, stay inspired, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.